the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And on tap tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Houston Rockets. Houston has to feel pretty happy about their recent play. They're hoping tonight will be a signature win for them, taking on a tough team on their home court. They'll need 4 quarters of near flawless play to knock them off. Well, we have a good one tonight. 2 powerhouse clubs about to throw down. Kenny, how do you see this playing out?
Well, you got 2 teams bring out their best in each other tonight, Ernie. So that's why this game is a must-see matchup. Tremendous individual matchups as well, and this will be a heated rivalry for years to come.
I'm seeing something in the ball.
In what ball?
The crystal ball.
Right. Not that again.
I think this could be a preview of these teams meeting in the postseason.
Wow.
Everyone in the league will also be watching.
Wow.
Shaq Thomas.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
Hand me that ball.
Can't touch it.
Hand me that ball.
Can't touch
Just
it.
hand me that ball, please.
Can't touch it.
Why?
Look,
Oh! He just dropped
don't
the
have to
ball.
worry about that shtick anymore.
He dropped the ball.
New Orleans, land of the Pelicans, in a fine Western Conference battle at the New Orleans Arena. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, and we'll be hearing from D.A. along the sideline all game long. A quick trip here for the Rockets, just 1 game away before heading back to Houston. And of course, they're still without Eric Gordon.
Boy, what a tough break for this team. I mean, his injury is going to cost him the regular season, and it looks like he won't be able to be available for the playoffs either.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, guys, we know James Harden hits that step-back 3 a lot, and Mike D'Antoni says most coaches would think, okay, he had a tough shot, live with it. That's some hard living. But it's one of the most lethal shots in the game. Kevin?
Yeah, with that pump fake, he can get to the free throw line too, D.A. There's just no answer. We're about halfway through the season, Smitty. At this point, how much can teams really improve?
I think if you have younger guys, you start to see those guys develop. Then also if you have a lot of new guys, you see the chemistry start to form. And then a lot of times you can improve when you have guys coming back from injuries. A lot goes into a season. It's a roller coaster kind of effect, but it's good when you start to see teams put it together at the halfway point.
All about managing time, managing games, and injuries.
You're so true.
And the Houston Rockets starting 5. Over on the wings, it's Harden paired with Melo. Marquise Chris is out there with Clint Capella. And it's Paul in at the point. And here are the Rockets. Harden inside the three-point line. That one's not going to go. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. They won their last game against the Rockets in Houston.
And their last matchup was a nail-biter, but they hung on, and in part it was because of their rebound.
And so it's Paul bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. Anthony can't hit. Holiday looking over the floor. Outside Mirotic. Back to Holiday. Out to the right wing. And again, New Orleans has no luck. All against Holiday. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
When you get Chris Paul working in the pick and roll, he's a wonderful passer and an incredible shooter.
Outside Holiday. Here's Davis. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Last season, Anthony Davis took his defensive game to just another level. He was always a good defender, but he's starting to become dominant. With his quickness and length, he's just a menace on that end.
One shot, gentlemen.
And for his efforts on defense, Davis was in the running for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, Anthony got some votes, and he might get even more this year. The man had a triple-double with blocks last season. He's the kind of player that makes everyone hear footsteps when he's on the floor.
There's the pass to Chris. Trying to find Capella, gets it to him. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And Holiday kicks to Mirotic. Fires for three.
Yeah, and they're just hitting 20% of their shots. It's a rough start to this game.
Pass to Harden. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
And he makes the first. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
Harden hits them both. And James Harden was crowned MVP after last season. Greg, hard to argue with that selection.
Harden has had a case to win an MVP award for several years now. Finally was able to be the clear choice this past season. Another great line on what is shaping up to be a Hall-worthy resume.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Paul kicks to Anthony. Pass to Capella. Inside, it's stolen by Davis. Mirotic against Anthony. Mirotic, the pass to Davis. Comes up empty down low.
That's one of those where you think you've got it, you relax for just a second, and then you're kicking yourself.
Paul finds Capella. And here's Anthony from the arc. The shot, no good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. And Davis, here we go. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. Here's Holiday. He's coming off a 28-point game against Dallas. And Moore kicks to Davis. Dishes it to Okafor. 5 to shoot. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. No good from Moore.
Well, if you're the coach, you're frustrated right now. That's exactly the look you're trying to get on offense.
Tries again. And it's Capella missing. New Orleans has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Davis. Great positioning on the putback.
Beating everyone to the board, using his length, his skill set, the big fella AD, getting it done.
Harden scanning the floor. Trying to find Capella, gets it to him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop. The Pelicans trail. Holiday, the pass to Mirotic. The feed to Okafor. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
That one misses for Okafor.
Overall, a fantastic 2018 campaign for the Pelicans. 48 wins, made it to the conference semifinals as the 6th seed in the West. Not bad.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Fade away, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And that's a surprise. He's usually deadly from mid-range.
And, Steve, the highlight of last season for the Pelicans, a surprise sweep of the Portland Trail Blazers.
You know, few picked the Pelicans to win that first-round matchup, but nobody picked them to sweep. A lot to like and to build off for this team coming off last season.
Here's Holiday, following the basket by Chris Paul. Holiday dishes to Davis. Kick out to Moore. 6 to shoot. Here's Davis. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. And it's 9 points for Anthony Davis.
That's all confidence right there. He knows he's in a groove, and they've got this team on its heels.
And here's Harden for 3. Rockets working now with a fresh shot clock. The shot by Paul, no good. New Orleans in the lead. Mirotic finds Davis. Now here is Holiday. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Teardrop shot, and that one good.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
The shot by Paul, no good. Pelicans leading by 3. Davis drives in. Outside Mirotic. Okafor up top. Poked away. Taken away by Anthony. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, just superb focus there from Melo, overpowering the D and still finishes.
And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Right side Davis. Over Chris, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
We will talk about feed the hot hand. That's what they're doing this quarter, which is why they've been able to maintain momentum.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. Smitty, there are a lot of funny guys that play in pro sports, and the NBA is no exception now and in the past. Who would you say is the funniest guy you ever played with?
Yeah, a couple guys, Kevin. There's some funny guys. I think one that stands out far as just being a straight comedian, had guys laughing, was Ken Norman. And I think there's another guy that was extremely funny, but he wasn't trying to be funny, was Dikembe Mutombo. Some of the things Dikembe would say and do, it was just hilarious, and he wasn't trying to be funny.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Randall's checked in for Okafor. Hill comes in for Mirotic. Clark, he's checked in for Ejuan Moore. And it's Payton in for Drew Holiday. Here's Davis. Pelicans keep it alive. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Julius Randle. He's really stood out for them over the past month. He's right around 13 points a night, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
And he can't get the first one. That one misses. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
3 on the clock. Knight for 3. Hill pulls it in.
And this is what he gives you, the ability to contest the shot without fouling.
Perimeter defense at a premium these days. You see the value in this kind of effort.
Randall with the ball. Picked up by Nene. Knight against Payton. Outside Hill. Here's Randall. That one, no good. And the Rockets take it the other way. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus. But they held each other accountable and played hard.
Now here is Hill. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Ennis kicks to Green. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
First free throw is good. And Alvin Gentry's been coaching in the NBA for almost 3 decades now. Steve, he knows how to get things done.
And a lot of what Gentry does is gives his players freedom. As long as they take care of business, he won't meddle too much. Does a great job of managing personalities and keeping egos in check.
New Orleans making a switch here. Miller's checked in. Both free throws good from Green. New Orleans has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Payton the bounce pass. Down low. Here's Clark. The kick out to Hill. 5 to shoot. Here's Payton. Misses off the left iron. Rockets trail. Outside Knight. Passes it to Green. Nene outside. He dishes it to Knight. A three-pointer is right on target. Knight's got his first 3 points of the game.
And no doubt both teams competing at a high level, but the consistency has been lacking here. Another lead change.
I like to fight in these clubs. Neither side willing to give an inch. We'll see how it turns out.
And so it's Ennis bringing it up now for the Rockets. Green passes to Knight over Payton. Randall grabs the board. Well for New Orleans, shooting 33% here in the first quarter. Miller. Sweet little floater. Miller's got it all tied up now for New Orleans.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Green finds Knight. Another shot, and 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against New Orleans. The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And that one falls for Knight. Both shots good from the stripe.
Taking advantage at the charity stripe like he always does. Terrific touch.
Payton against Knight. Inside. Goes up at the stripe. And it's off the back rim. No good. Houston in the lead. Fires from the wing. Randall grabs the board.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Clark kicks to Payton. Miller surveying the floor. Here's Randall. Here's Hill. Rebound by Ennis.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off.
And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And you know, when everyone's working together, taking care of their roles, it just makes the game easier.
You know what? We got to see what this offense is capable of. When they get into a rhythm, man, watch out.
Now here's Payton. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And here is Green. He kicks it to Knight. And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
And that one falls for Knight. And he makes both free throws. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Rockets lead by 4. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. Chris Ball talks about the matchups he faces at the point guard.
The toughest position in the NBA night in and night out is the point guard position. You know, every night you look at the board, the coach is pretty much going to say, their team goes as such and such goes. You know what I mean? So that's the toughest part, and that's probably the funnest part, too, because it's competition.
And CP3, one of the most competitive players in the game.
It's an obsession with him, and you can see how hard he gets after it every time he takes the court.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
They just look hungrier out there. They don't mind taking the pounding.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Houston, Gerald Green out there with Brandon Knight. Then there's Nene. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Ennis in at the small forward position. Here's Randall following the score by Houston. That one goes. Count it. Randall's got his first points in this one. Rockets leading by 4. And we've played through the first minute here in the second. And Tucker has it in the corner. Shot clock at 6. Houston needs to get a shot off. Here's Nene, and it's Houston with another.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the foul called on Brandon Knight. That's his first foul. Drew Holiday's checked in for Ian Clark. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Lets a floater go. That's good. The Houston lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Payton.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Especially at that kind of height disadvantage. You're looking to score the ball or at least draw the foul.
Now here's Green. A 20-point game for him in the win against Boston. Count that one. Nene's got the lead up to 6 now for Houston.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game, phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Here's Randall following the basket by Nene. Back to Payton. Miller kicks to Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Holiday's got his second basket.
That's the pressure Holiday puts on your defense. Has the skill and strength to challenge you inside.
Ennis with the ball. Randall on him. Back to Ennis. Over Randall. Ennis misses. Pelicans trail by 4. Payton surveying the floor. Kicks to Randall. Back to Payton. Outside Holiday. Now the dish to Miller. Here's Payton. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wentz.
Well, this is where he shows both skill and body control along with the attack mindset.
Timeout called, the Rockets. More and more, Steve, the NBA becoming about two-way players. Who are some of your favorites that fit that mold?
I think option number 1 is LeBron James. He does an excellent job, and obviously because of the load he's been carrying, it's been more, I would say, sided offensively, but he's capable. Kawhi Leonard, Chris Paul, Draymond Green doesn't score much on the offensive end, but you know he does a lot of things as far as passing the basketball, setting screens. So them are some of those guys. And Kevin Durant lately has become one of those guys that you can count on blocking shots.
Love all those examples. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And Drew Holiday, Steve, is such a huge factor on the defensive end whenever he's on the floor.
You know, it's been a focus for him to step his game up on that end of the floor. He moves his feet so well that guys can't just blow by him. Numerically, the way he discourages shots at the rim, it's like having a defensive center on the floor.
And he knocks down the first one.
And you know, Drew Holiday sometimes gets overlooked in the discussion of great point guards, but only because there's so much competition at that position.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Well, Greg, Anthony Davis with so much talent, it's easy to take Drew Holiday for granted.
I mean, I think Holiday is the catalyst in terms of this team's ability to create and really put pressure on an offense. It has improved his scoring and become a very efficient option at that guard spot. Has always been selective with his shots, but now is pressing a bit more to get involved, and more aggression from him, I think, has helped his production.
To the left wing. Paul with the steal. To the inside. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass. Well, at the start of the summer, many expected a busy market for Capella in free agency. Eventually, though, signing a 4-year deal to remain with the Rockets. I feel like it's a great deal for Houston as Capella gives them the perfect inside presence to complement Harden and Paul.
And that one misses.
And the 6'11" Clint Capella, just a phenomenal athlete. The mobility at that center spot is something really so crucial in today's game where every team is looking to expose big men on the perimeter.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Davis kicks to Holiday. From beyond the arc, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Holiday's got 7 points for the quarter. And Capella grew up in Switzerland playing soccer, a striker. Part of why he's so quick on his feet.
I mean, reminiscent of another soccer-playing center in Rockets history, the great Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon. Capella, you know, he's a long way from that, but anchoring a 60-win team at age 23, that's one heck of a start.
And Moore kicks to Davis. The pass to Holiday. Over Harden. Good work defensively by Harden. Houston leading by 3. Paul passes to Harden. Back to Paul. Harden outside. Paul goes in, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one is on Holiday.
And as a defender trying to stop the drive, Chris Paul shifts gears so well, it's hard to beat him to the spot.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards, I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
First free throw is good. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He'd never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
And it's interesting looking back at past drafts. Chris Paul taken 4th overall, but will be the clear #1 in a do-over.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. And it's put back up and in by Capella. Capella's got 8 points.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. Steve, there's plenty of discussion that the NBA has become less physical and more over-officiated. What's your opinion on letting guys play a little bit more?
You know, I think, Kevin, it's freedom of movement, and I think when you took out hand checking and obviously armbar checking and down in the post, it's hard to guard some of these fantastic players with their skill set and obviously with their athleticism. A guy dribbling at you at 100 miles per hour, how do you get your balance without touching him? And I think that's where you start to see a lot of the fouls called. And a lot of fans are looking back in the day saying, oh, that wasn't a foul, but I think under the rules, the referees have to call these plays because there's no hand checking.
5 on the clock. Here's Paul. Kicks it out to Harden. Over Moore. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Holiday. New Orleans moving it around. Moore outside. Pass to Holiday. Back to Moore. From outside the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc. Moore's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Each Moore understands the game, knows how to execute his role, knows where to pick his spots.
Paul finds Harden. Back to Paul. Fires for 3. That shot no good. Excellent D there from Holiday to the left side wing. And taken away by Paul. Passes it to Harden. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got his 5th rebound in this one. Anthony against Mirotic. He kicks it to Holiday. Over Chris. The shot by Holiday, no good. For Houston, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. And it's Paul missing.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that looked like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way. You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
Kicks it to Capella. There's the pass to Harden. The Rockets with another miss.
He can't find his mojo. Tough quarter for him scoring the basketball.
Davis, the pass to Moore. Here's Holiday. Okafor trying to get open. The shot by Holiday, no good. Harden inside the three-point line. They get it again. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Thursday, they'll be playing against Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors.
And for that matchup with the Blazers, that's going to be one where it would take a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, just wants to make sure everybody's on the same page here going forward.
You know, sometimes the best way to approach it, let your guys know what they're doing well and give them one or two things that they could have done better.
Clark, he's checked in for more. Now here's Okafor. Last time out he had 13 points. And Davis can't get it to go. Paul against Holiday. Paul kicks to Harden. Another miss by Harden.
In this first half, he has really fallen in love with the three. So far, not paying dividends.
And finished off by Davis.
He's in that AD rhythm. Defensively, you need to try and deny him the ball. He's too hot.
At the top of the key, Capella. Over to the wing. The three from Harden. Good on the triple. Harden's got 5 now. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Here's Clark. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Holiday gets the bucket.
So often, Drew creates with the ball in his hands. This time, the play is created for him.
Harden outside. Dishes it to Paul. Now Anthony. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Boston. And they'll keep possession. Offensive rebound from past the arc. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And Anthony is certainly capable of sinking the triple. The D has to respect that quick release and get out on it.
Clark dishes to Holiday. Trying his luck deep. Here's Mirotic. It doesn't go for him. Good work defensively by Capella. Houston in the lead. Anthony taking his time here. Shoots over Mirotic. Again, the miss by Anthony.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
When you've gained a decade or more of experience, this is what tends to happen. Holiday staying very patient, waiting for someone to break free.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Randall's checked in for Okafor. Hill comes in for Mirotic. Miller's checked in for Ian Clark. And it's Payton in for Drew Holiday. Here's Randall. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Knight finds Nene. Back to Knight. Here's the floater, and it's good on the layup. Knight's got 9.
The beauty of the teardrop, very difficult to really contest.
And here's Miller. He'll bring it up for the New Orleans Pelicans. Pass to Randall. 26 seconds left in the first half of the game. The 3 from Hill. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Rockets trail.
And when you can't hold for the last possession, that's what you want to try and do.
Patience and execution. You need both here. We'll see what they run.
Outside Knight. 1 second left, and it's good on the way in. Knight's got 4 this quarter.
And this has just been back and forth all game.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Houston on top. They're up by 1. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight, not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
They were strong in transition. Seemed like the guys fed off the higher tempo. Certainly, they definitely got the looks they wanted, playing an outstanding game. They can keep it up in the second half, they may wear the other side out.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
As we return to New Orleans to look at some of the buildings along the riverfront here in the Big Easy. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Defensively coming in, you know he's going to be tough to stop, but I'm still waiting to see a plan to even contain him.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. And the Rockets with possession here. It's a 1-point game. Holiday and Moore, the guards. Mirotic is out there with Anthony Davis, and it's Okafor in at center. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. Count it.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple shots, you are in rhythm.
Now here's Moore. Okafor, the pass to Holiday. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And here are some players that you want on the line as often as possible these days. For the past month, these are the leading free throw shooting 2 guards in the league. 5th on the list, James Harden.
And this is a set of players that can drive and slash, hoping to draw contact, because if they can get to the bucket and the foul, it's going to be a 3-point play the hard way.
Give them all credit for the work they put in to become such great free throw shooters. Trust me, it takes a lot of work to shoot those kinds of percentages.
Both free throws good from Drew Holiday. Rockets shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Pass to Chris. Moore against Harden. Over Moore. Harden can't hit. The Pelicans trail. And as we see Anthony Davis step into what could be the best years of his career, Smitty, who does he remind you of?
You know, a lot like Kevin Garnett in his prime. The way he can impact both sides of the floor. He's KG with the three-point shot, and he also has a little bit of Hakeem Olajuwon in him.
Chris can't hit.
And with that miss, shooting only 20% coming out of the break. Ouch!
Holiday against Paul. High arcing shot. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got 18 points.
Talk about scoring the basketball. Legit player. Holiday got paid because he can play.
Inside. Here's Paul. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. He's got 10 and not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
The fans, guys, are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been a nail biter.
Davis got a hand on it. Moore against Harden. Paul left side for the three. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists tonight.
This is where Chris Paul hurts you. Can score on all 3 levels, and he does it in a variety of ways.
Now here is Holiday. He's got 18. Over Paul. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Holiday.
As a coach, you're comfortable with Holiday taking that shot. He has a good feel from the mid-range.
Paul with the ball, and Holiday picks him up defensively. And the dunk by Capella.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
You know what? When you don't box him out, he will burn you for it. He threw that putback down with the authority.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Davis kicks to Mirotic. 6 to shoot. Launches a 3. Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
Aggressiveness right there from AD. Just wanted it more than anyone else.
Capella finds Paul. Lets it go from 14. Rebounded by Moore. For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Those are the plays Davis is capable of making. Much more confident and stronger than what he was when he came into this league.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And he buried a bunch of shots from the stripe in that last game.
What I love about AD, he doesn't just have a well-rounded game. He's elite at both ends of the floor.
Now here's Anthony. He's got 5. Capella kicks to Harden. Kicks it out to Paul. He dishes it to Harden. And the 3 off target.
He just can't get it cranked up from beyond the arc. No 3s in this half after just hitting 1 in the first.
And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Rockets. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. Outside Mirotic. Good on the 3-point shot. Mirotic has got 5 now.
Look how assured Mirotic is, pulling the trigger immediately.
Rockets trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Well, you see Mirotic, and at times, Steve, he seems unstoppable, and at other times, he just can't seem to get anything going.
You know, he's one of the streakier players in the entire league. At this point, it's just who he is as a player. Hopefully, that can change.
Here's Anthony. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Chris with the rebound. Chris has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Here's Harden on the wing. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And that evened things out. He had a 3 early in the first half, now gets 1 in the second.
Anthony against Mirotic. Passes to Holiday. It's Davis on the wing. Six on the shot clock. He kicks it to Okafor. It's stolen by Capella. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist from Capella. Now it's a 3-point Rocket lead. Holiday against Paul. Mirotic, the pass to Davis. And the basket is good. Davis has got 7 points for the quarter. And so here is Houston. Paul with the ball. He's got 13. The wide open look here for Anthony. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
And the shooting form of Anthony, just perfect. He's dangerous with the catch and shoot and just terrific at scoring when in rhythm.
Now here is Holiday. 4-point game. Knocked away. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. And here's the upcoming schedule for New Orleans. They'll face off against Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Wednesday, they'll tip off a road trip in Brooklyn where they'll take on the Nets.
And for the matchup with the Grizzlies, I think it's going to be an interesting challenge. Even though they expect to come out on top, this could probably be a pick-em game, depending on how they play. 3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
Holiday against Paul. Stolen by Harden. Paul surveying the floor. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul. Payton, he's checked in for New Orleans. Houston also making some changes. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris, and it's Green in for Anthony. Capella inside. He's against Okafor. Pelicans trail by 6. And the pass to Payton over Paul. Payton's shot is off, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jahlil Okafor. That's foul number 2 for him. New Orleans making some changes here. Julius Randle's checked in for Okafor. Hill comes in for Mirotic. And Miller's subbed in for Drew Holiday. And then for Houston, Nene, he's checked in for Capella. Ennis comes in for James Harden. And Knight subbed in for Paul. Here's Green. Hits the jumper in space.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
To the inside. Stolen by Tucker. Miller against Green. Pass to Nene. Out left to the wing. Now here's Ennis. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Payton. He's averaging 10 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles. Carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
2 shots.
And he makes the first. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Pelicans trail by 9. Will it go? And it's Davis missing. Knight against Payton. Knight kicks to Green. Out to the right wing. And there's the foul. It's going to go on Solomon Hill. That'll be his second foul of the game. Nene, the pass to Ennis. And Ennis slams it in.
And it was the screen there, guys, that freed him up as he ran his man into it.
And then it was all acceleration, GA, to the bucket right after that.
That was just a textbook pick that allowed him room, and he took advantage of it.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
Yeah, you need to refocus now. Momentum is running against you.
And from what I'm seeing, is too many unfavorable matchups out there on the floor.
A moment here to see the numbers for Anthony Davis. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run. 5th in steals, 7th in scoring, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And back to what you said, top 5 in steals this year. Quick hands and great anticipation. Now here's Payton. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. This pause in the action gives us a chance to see the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers this month. In second, the Rockets. The Pelicans, 4th.
And both teams have done a nice job of converting mistakes into fast break hoops. I mean, that is critical.
Davis down low, guarded by Tucker. Payton outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. Back to Davis. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And we've got a chance now to get caught up on how the standings are looking in the West as we make the push through midseason. You look at the Rockets. Right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And, of course, the Pelicans. They're sitting in 5th place.
And I think for New Orleans, most of the preseason predictions were right on the money when it came to them. I mean, a playoff contender, but not necessarily championship caliber.
I agree. As good as they've been, they do seem like they're missing that true killer instinct that sets the great teams apart from the good ones.
Houston leading by 11. Knight kicks it to Tucker. Inside, Nene. And he gets it to go. Nene's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And a high percentage look there, and he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot of solutions.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. For New Orleans, they have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Shooting 1.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
Now the Rockets with it. They're on a 19-5 run. Back to Knight. A floater. He lays it in. Knight's got 13.
In this second half, it's been a disappointing turn of events for them defensively. The focus, the intensity, just not there.
Randall finds Hill. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
Rockets leading by 12. And here is Knight. 13 points in the game. Nene outside. Green kicks to Knight. Back to Green. Clock at 6. Launches it. No good on the shot. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Down low. Here's Randall. Misses off the left iron.
Still no rhythm. This may be a time when you want to make the extra pass. Give someone else a chance.
Pass to Knight. This is his third trip to the free throw line in the game.
At the line for the Rockets, Brandon Knight. At the line for two.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Knight. Both shots good from the stripe. Pelicans trail by 14. Payton kicks to Davis, and Davis throws it down.
High above the rim. Not many guys have that kind of length and vertical. AD, one of the few.
And Alfred Payton, over his 4 seasons, developing one of the most distinctive hairstyles in the league.
You know, and I remember seeing some footage where his hair seemed to block his vision on a shot attempt. For a player who had struggled shooting the ball, many question whether a trim might be in order. We'll see.
Now Randall. Brandon Knight missing on the 3. Payton kicks to Hill. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Randall. Some solid defense there by Nene. 13 feet away. The shot by Knight, no good. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the New Orleans Pelicans. Down by 12. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside, Green. Knight against Payton. Knight passes to Tucker. Now Nene. Just 5 on the clock. And Alfred Payton with the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. So both teams making some changes here. So he comes up empty at the line. Davis drives in and finished off by Davis.
Explosiveness of AD, beating the defender to the spot, able to convert off contact.
It's taken away by Payton. Can't connect. And so it's the Houston Rockets going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Execution. This is what you practice every day. These guys are professionals. Beautiful play.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. Pelicans trail by 10. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Nene is out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Green in at the small forward. And he trims the lead to single digits. And it's 9 points for Julius Randle. And here's Houston. They've led by as many as 14 points. And here's Harden for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. Randall's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight.
And if you let the little guy get airborne before you slide over to block him out, he can and will embarrass you on the boards.
Now, here is Harden. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Harden finished second in MVP voting in 2017, won the MVP in 2018. A multi-talented combo guard who just seems to get better every season.
First one falls for him. Harden hits them both. Pelicans trail by 10 to the paint. Here's Davis, and it's slammed in by Davis.
Still doing his part, but it hasn't been enough. They need some kind of spark.
Paul kicks to Harden. Beyond the arc. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists now in this one. Now Payton, outside Hill. Floats it up for... Oh! That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish.
You won't find a much better alley-oop partner. AD flying to the rim.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play.
Well, what did Coach tell us? He wanted each guy to contest shots and rebound tonight. That's exactly what we just saw.
Here's Tucker. Tips it. For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Hill finds Payton. It's back to Hill. Shot clock at 6. From beyond the arc, the Rockets pull it in.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
He wants to help his team, but when you're in position to finish, it's hard to turn that down.
Now here's Harden.
Shooting for Houston, James Harden at the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. New Orleans making some changes here. Okafor's checked in for Davis. Iritic comes in for Hill. And it's Holiday in for Payton. And then for Houston, Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Marquise Chris comes in for P.J. Tucker. And Carmelo Anthony has subbed in for Gerald Green. Harden hits them both. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the 4th. Feeds to Holiday. And stolen by Chris. And Harden wide open. He shoots. Gets the 14-footer to fall. Harden's got 18 points now here in the second half.
And we talk about this a lot. Turnovers leading to transition points.
I love the anticipation right there for the pick. Then he wastes no time getting up court.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I got a chance to find out what Alvin Gentry talked about with his players. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
Thanks, David. Now here is Holiday. Count it. Good.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Passes it to Paul. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. And that's 15 points for Chris Paul.
Right there from mid-range. This is where Paul's craftiness is magnified.
And Moore kicks to Randall. Okafor trying to get open. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to just 10 points on the bucket from Randall.
He really looks composed shooting the ball this half. Much more consistent, hitting a much higher percentage.
Here's Paul. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Randall. The Rockets pull it in. Chris has got 8 rebounds in this game. Holiday against Paul. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. And the Rockets lead by 12.
The concentration and the body control CP3 possesses is just astonishing.
And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Steve, looking around the league, name a few current players who you think will go down as the greatest in their franchise's history.
Well, the one name that comes to mind first is LeBron James. In several franchises he's played for. Also, Dirk Nowitzki. Reason why, he's a fantastic player. He's only been with one franchise, the Dallas Mavericks. I think Steph Curry. I think Russell Westbrook. And I think James Harden. Obviously, in Houston, you have Akeem Olajuwon. He has a chance if he can win the MVP and keep playing at this level for several more years.
Good example. Now here's Anthony.
Well, most figured Melo would go to the Rockets after the buyout trade to Atlanta last summer. He's playing for a coach he used to butt heads with in New York with Mike D'Antoni. Melo has some proving to do this year, whether he wants to acknowledge it or not. Carmelo Anthony, one of the most formidable scorers ever. Top 20 in points all time in NBA history.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws. Pelicans trail by 12. Moore outside. Holiday dishes to Randall. Back to Holiday. Over Paul. From 13 feet, it goes down. Holiday's got 11 in the second half. And when you think about Melo's scoring back to the basket, facing up, so versatile as a scorer.
A combination of strength, quickness, and touch that you rarely see. He can go around you, through you, or shoot it right over you.
And now here's Chris. Clock at 4, Harden, and it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the 4th quarter. Mirotic into the lane. He feeds it to Okafor. Back to Mirotic. Moore outside. A floater, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Clint Capella.
Etuan Moore isn't a guy who draws a lot of fouls, but right there, his aggressiveness gets him to the line.
Well, Steve, Etuan Moore, a fantastic sharp-shooting wing for this team.
Yes, Moore hasn't always been a big shooter from deep. That part of his game has grown in the last few seasons. But as he's taking more threes, his overall shooting percentage has risen. That's something you just don't see.
And he makes the first.
Etuan Moore gives you the production, but he also gives you the intangible. He plays like an older brother.
That one misses. Houston leading by 9. Paul outside. Here's Chris. And Chris throws it down.
The eyes of Chris Paul. He's always had tremendous vision.
Got a piece of it. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. Outside Holiday. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Holiday against Paul. Lets a floater go. And the shot goes in. And that's now 27 points for Drew Holiday.
To score, Holiday does not need to get all the way to the rack. He uses a wide variety of floaters in the lane.
Harden inside the three-point line. Randall grabs the board.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Now here's Paul. There's the dish to Harden. Back to Paul, taken away by Holiday. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Randall passes to Moore. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Delivering these passes in tight quarters, that's tricky.
Outside Anthony, down low. Chris tips it back in. And the Rockets lead by 9. And so here is New Orleans. Outside Holiday. Moore right side. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's good from Moore. Here's Paul. Kicks to Harden. Just 5 on the clock.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. New Orleans making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Harden hits them both.
I love how hard he's playing, really since the break. All the defense can do at this point is foul him.
Poke loose. Holiday finds Davis. There's the pass to Okafor. Back to Davis. Just 2 to shoot over Paul. And it's Davis missing. Houston leading by 8. Harden with it. Back to Paul. Pass to Capella. Here's Harden on the wing. Yes, that goes in. Harden's got 13 points in just this quarter.
Yeah, you see the killer instinct. He's going for the death blow.
True story. They've got a monster lead that's taking a life of its own.
Now, here is Mirotic. He kicks it to Davis. Over Chris. And the Pelicans miss again. And it's Anthony with the ball for Houston. It's Harden with the drive.
Yeah, just constantly attacking the paint. Harden does not settle.
Pelicans trail by 12. Davis dishes to Mirotic. Back to Davis. Over Chris. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. 32 points for Anthony Davis. Rockets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Anthony kicks to Harden.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
At the line of James Harden. 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw drops for Harden. And so he makes both from the line. Pelicans trail by 12. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
It's deflected. It's stolen by Capella. Out to the wing. Here's Chris. The three-pointer off the mark.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
And Davis can't get it to go. Rockets leading by 12. Paul, right side, in the corner. Harden over Moore. The Rockets again can't hit. The Pelicans shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Davis kicks to Holiday. They get a hand on it. Paul with the steal. Harden with it, and Holiday picks him up defensively. Offensive rebound. Pass to Capella. And here's Chris. And some nice passing there by Houston. Poked loose.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
He is just hitting the backboard every chance he gets. He is feasting for rebounds out there.
Yeah, I love watching Harden be aggressive inside. One of the most efficient scorers in our game.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
Pelicans trail by 15. The three. Hands it from downtown. 8 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Mirotic is not phased at all. Doesn't matter what you're throwing his way. He's going to top it.
Harden the pass to Paul. And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Here's Davis, and he makes that one. Davis has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Nice job by the defender. Makes it a tough shot, but AD's talent wins out.
Passes it to Anthony. Shoots from the elbow. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got rebound number 11 for him here tonight. Over Chris, and it doesn't even draw iron. Rockets leading by 10.
And at this point, just sort of running through the paces, as it appears it'll be a nice win here for Houston.
Better shooting from the charity stripe was what made the difference, I think, in this one.
Yeah, the concentration and focus was there, and I think that was what allowed them to win this war.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for James Harden.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
Shooting for New Orleans, Anthony Davis. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he does get the second one. And that narrows the gap to 7.
They needed more from him there. Any point they can get is absolutely critical for them right now.
And unfortunately, it's time for them to say night-night.
There's some big-time teaching moments tonight. Hopefully, they become a better team for it.
And again, New Orleans has no luck. Now, here's Paul. So we see the Rockets get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Carmelo, you have lived in the media spotlight for a long time. How do you put that out of your head when you get on the floor?
I'm just playing ball. My team came to play today. We was focused, and we wanted it. We willed our way to this win.
A great performance, Carmelo. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.